us are here. Faithful God, you walk with me.
Welcome back to Bible News 247. Today's reading is from Judges chapter 18 and it will be read by Osawe from Jos. Judges 18 follows the tribe of Dan as they seek land to settle in. Along the way, they take Micah's idols and his priests, establishing their own place of worship in the city they conquer. The chapter highlights continued spiritual decline as people act according to their own desires rather than God's instructions. Now let's listen as she reads.
At that time, the Israelites did not have a king, and the tribe of Dan was still looking for a place to live. They did not have their own land yet. The other tribes of Israel already had their land, but the tribe of Dan had not taken their land yet. The tribe of Dan sent 5 soldiers to look for some land. They went to search for a good place to live. These men were from the cities of Zorah and Eshtaol. They were chosen because they were from all the families of Dan. They were told, go look for some land. The 5 men came to the hill country of Ephraim. They came to Micah's house and spent the night there. When the 5 men came close to Micah's house, they heard the voice of the young Levite. They recognized his voice, so they stopped at Micah's house. They asked the young man, who brought you to this place? What are you doing? Why are you here? The young man told him what Micah had done for him. Micah hired me, he said. I am his priest. So they said to him, please ask God if our search for a place to live will be successful. The priest said to the 5 men, yes, go in peace. The Lord will lead you on your way. So the 5 men left. They came to the city of Laish and saw that the people of that city lived in safety. They were ruled by the people of Sidon. Everything was peaceful and quiet. The people had plenty of everything and they didn't have any enemies nearby to hurt them. Also, they lived a long way from the city of Sidon and they did not have any agreements with the people of Aram. The 5 men went back to the cities of Zorah and Eshtaol. Their relatives asked them, what did you learn? The 5 men answered, we have found some land and it is very good, we should attack them. Don't wait, let's go and take that land. When you come to that place, you will see that there's plenty of land. There's plenty of everything there. You will see that people are not expecting an attack. Surely, God has given that land to us. So 600 men from the tribe of Dan left the cities of Zorah and Eshtaol. They were ready for war. On their way to the city of Laish, they stopped near the city of Kirfa Jearim in the land of Judah. They set up a camp there. That is why the place west of Kiriath Jearim is named Mahane Dan to this very day. From there, the 600 men traveled on the hill country of Ephraim. Then they came to Micah's house. So the 5 men who had explored the land around Laish spoke. They said to their relative, there is an ephod in one of these houses, and there are also household gods, a carved statue, and a silver idol. You know what to do. So they stopped at Micah's house, where the young Levite lived. They asked the young man how he was. The 600 men from the tribe of Dan stood at the entrance of the gate. They all had their weapons and were ready for war. 5 spies went into the house. The priest stood just outside by the gates with the 600 men who were ready for war. The men took the carved idol, the ephod, the household idols, and silver idol. The young Levite priest said, what are you doing? The 5 men answered, be quiet, don't say a word. Come with us, be our father and our priest. We must choose. Is it better for you to be a priest or just one man, or for the whole tribe of Israelites with many family groups? This made the Levites happy. So he took the ephod, the household idols, and the idol. He went to the men from the tribe of Dan. The 600 men from the tribe of Dan and the Levite priests turned and left Micah's house. They put their little children, their animals, and all their things in front of them. The men from the tribe of Dan went a long way from that place, but the people living near Micah met together. Then they began chasing the men of Dan and caught up with them. The men with Micah were shouting at the men of Dan. The men of Dan turned around and said to Micah, what's the problem? Why are you shouting? Micah answered, you men from Dan took my idols. I made them for myself. You have also taken my priests. What do I have left now? How can you ask me what's the problem? The men from the tribe of Dan answered, you had better not argue with us. Some of our men became angry easily. If you shout at us, they will attack you. You and your families will be killed. When the men of Dan turned around and went on their way, Micah knew that these men were too strong for him, so he went back home. So the men of Dan took the idols that Micah made. They also made the priests who had been with Micah. Then they came to Laish. They attacked the people living in Laish. Those people were at peace. They were not expecting an attack. The men of Dan killed them with their swords and then burned the city. The people living in Laish did not have anyone to rescue them. They lived too far from the city of Sidon, but people there to help. And the people of Laish did not have any arguments with people of Aram, so they did not help them. The city of Laish was in a valley which belonged to the town of Beth Rehob. The people from Dan built a city in that place, and it became their home. The people of Dan gave the city a new name. That city had been called Laish, but they changed the name to Dan. They named the city after their ancestor Dan, one of the sons of Israel. The people of the tribe of Dan set up the idol in the city of Dan. They made Jonathan, son of Gershom, their priest. Gershom was the son of Moses. Jonathan and his sons were priests for the tribe of Dan until the time when the Israelites were taken into captivity. The people of Dan set up for themselves the idol that Micah had made. The idol was there the whole time, but the house of God was in Shiloh. Osawen reporting for Bible News.
Thank you for joining us on Bible News 247, and thank you, Osawe, for that reading. May we seek God's direction in all our decisions, remain faithful to His truth, and avoid being led by convenience or personal gain. Amen. My name is Kenny for Bible News.